Another great evening across South Florida. Your storm team forecast at 11.
Want a little something extra? How about a dirt cheap way to fly?
More people are talking about this political party than this one.
I love Martin, but you don't want him to be president.
Does America care more about what's happening in the West Wing than the White House? In today's Extra Spin, Liz Hurley crosses the picket line, and her fellow actors give her hell. They're the little airlines that save you big bucks, but low fares are only half the story.
The seats are big. They bring you drinks for free.
Don't miss the big-time consumer payoff. Plus, why horseback riding is better than a Thighmaster, and when Viagra can bring you down in today's R Extra. And one city, two teams, 20 million opinions.
Yankees are the best. We're all about one team. We're all about orange and blue. Never mind the ratings. This is real baseball.
How you doing? Welcome to Extra. I'm Lisa Gibbons. So did you catch the debate last night? Well, according to the ratings, most of you missed it. But ironically, millions more of you will get your fill of politics tonight watching NBC's West Wing. Jerry Pinnacoli has the Extra Spin on TV's political party animals.
I know what you're saying.
Yes.
They are the men who would be president, but the man everyone's really watching?
I am the President of the United States of America.
The West Wing's president, Josiah Bartlett, played oh so presidentially by Martin Sheen.
I love being acting President of the United States, so I think I'll stick with that for a while, because that's the one I know how to do.
A homeless man died last night, a Korean War veteran.
The show brings serious issues such as homelessness into our living rooms and brings accolades to the West Wing cast and producers. The Weingart Center in Los Angeles honored the West Wing at a big bash at Warner Brothers Studio for an episode at least one cast member, Richard Schiff, took very personally.
You walk away going, there's nothing, you know, I can give them all my money. It's still not going to make a difference. Sure. The problem is so devastating.
The shows hit a nerve with the American people and with the real president, Clinton, who has gotten cozy with cast members like Chief of Staff Leo McGarry, played by John Spencer.
I've had the honor of meeting him a couple of times.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, so cool. So cool.
The West Wing's a Democratic White House, just like real life, which brings up a good point with the show's creator, Aaron Sorkin.
What if the Republicans make it to the White House? How's that going to affect your show?
I hope we're a real pain in the ass.
Well, we lose access to the White House.
The president of Warner Brothers Television, Peter Roth, tips us off to a possible solution.
There's a new character being introduced, I can't tell you when, who will represent a distinctly Republican point of view.
Oh, wait a minute, it's just totally false.
No. While the presidential debates are garnering some of the lowest ratings in history, the West Wing is making history with some not-so-debatable ratings, giving us a White House that's white-hot with viewers.
We're in entertainment, they're not. Maybe we're more entertaining.
And realistic, because of people like Lawrence O'Donnell, former Senate staffer who now produces and writes for the West Wing.
The spirit of these characters, the motivation of these characters, we think is very real.
But the deputy chief of staff, played by Brad Whitford, puts his political 2 pennies in.
People want you guys to be the real people in the White House, you know that.
Yeah, but you know what? We're fake.
But the ratings are sure real. Here's the extra info for you. The season premiere of The West Wing won the week with 25.1 million viewers. Last night's presidential debate only had about 20 million viewers combined on the 2 networks that aired it. Now, in Liz Hurley's new movie, she plays a female version of Satan. But at the premiere of Bedazzled, striking actors were kind of giving Liz the devil. Doug Bruckner has the story.
Liz Hurley is used to hearing screams and shouts when she arrives at a premiere. But Tuesday night at the LA opening of her new movie Bedazzled, Liz walked into a firing line of insults.
Shame on you! Shame on you!
Those protesters from the Screen Actors Guild are livid with Liz for crossing their picket line to make an Estee Lauder commercial. The union says scab. Liz says she's only guilty of being British.
They are my union too, and I've been paying them dues for a long time. And I didn't know there was a strike because I live in England. I had absolutely no idea.
In Bedazzled, Liz plays the devil, toying with the nerdy Brendan Fraser.
Why don't we take a teensy little look at the contract?
But at the premiere, there was no sympathy for the devil.
some producers threaten us when we go to picket lines. She doesn't need to do that. She made it worse for us. She thought about herself, not the union that she joined voluntarily.
Liz tried to keep up a brave face, but as the cries of her critics drowned out her words, you could see the emotion in her eyes.
All the SAG officials that I've spoken to fully acknowledged I had no idea there was a strike, and they've apologized for not letting me know there was a strike. And I donated something to their strike fund, so I find this all rather bizarre.
But another English actress, Jane Seymour, knows there's only one way for any star to stay away from this kind of purgatory.
All I know is that I'm not shooting any commercials at the moment, so leave it at that.
For the record, Liz Hurley did apologize, and she did write a check for $25,000 to SAG's strike fund. Here's the extra info on her movie Bedazzled. It's a remake of the 1967 film with the same title. The stars of that version included Dudley Moore and Raquel Welch. If you were planning to spend any quiet time in New York between now and the weekend, forget about it. There's a civil war brewing on the city's streets. Barry Nolan has more on the baseball conflict that's become the talk around every water cooler in the country.
A familiar sight Tuesday night, a pile of Yankees celebrating on the pitcher's mound. Next stop, their 4th World Series in 5 years, the 37th in franchise history. On Monday, the Kings of Queens, the Miracle Mets, made it to the series for the first time since '86. Yes, it's been 14 years since that infamous ground ball broke Boston's heart. Now it's New York, New York, a Subway Series, the first since '56, when Don Larson was pitcher perfect against the Brooklyn Dodgers.
The term Subway Series dates from 1941. People said it's also a nickel series. Why a nickel series? Because if anybody can believe this, the subway fare in New York City was 5 cents.
That's Roger Kahn, author of baseball's Holy Bible, The Boys of Summer.
By the time that Subway Series is over, people in Baton Rouge, Louisiana will think they have a subway.
We know celebrities like Seinfeld, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Matthew Broderick are rooting for the Mets. Comedian Billy Crystal and the mayor of this fair city divided, Rudy Giuliani, are longtime Yankees fans.
Okay.
The mayor can only bet against himself this year. Talk about a win-win. And speaking of Seinfeld, look who we caught up with this morning. It's Elaine's ex-boyfriend, Keith Hernandez, famed first baseman of the '86 Mets.
I'm jealous. I mean, I played 8 years here, 7 years here. I would have loved to have had the Yankees win and had a Subway Series.
So, drawing upon your knowledge and your professional acumen, who do you favor in this series?
I think these teams are evenly matched. It's going to be 2 great pitching staffs. It's going to be a very hard-fought series. I don't know who's going to win, but it's going to go 7.
You heard it here.
Asking the fans outside Yankee and Shea Stadiums who will win is like asking New Yorkers what's the best city in the world. Duh.
I'm a Yankee fan, and I want the Yankees to beat the Mets, and we're going to be the world champion.
We're all about one team. We're all about orange and blue. Yeah, man! Woo!
But will the rest of the country give a Subway rat's tail about the series?
Who cares? Who cares? There's more people in New York than there is in the rest of the country. Don't be jealous, but...
Over at the extra water cooler, it's like a keg party.
What do you like about Mike Piazza?
Let's go!
Tickets for the Subway Series, if you are lucky enough to get them, are hotter than a subway station in July. Brokers are asking $4,000 for good seats at Yankee Stadium. The cheap ones can be had for $600. The tickets for the Shea games go on sale Saturday morning. Lisa?
Wow. Thank you, Barry. I know tensions will be building for the next 3 days. First pitch is Saturday night in the Bronx.
Coming up.
Finally, there's some good news for us weary travelers.
Consumer guy Mike Bryant looks into the airlines that can cut your travel budget in half. Talk about a consumer payoff. X. Plus, the club drug that has kids raving and parents panic. X. Then, we sit down with the actor who's gone from hard-nosed cop to compassionate doc. Andre Brower, the extra profile. That's coming up.
Good morning, angels. I hope you're ready for your next assignment.
At your service.
She was a fast machine. She packed the moon and clean.
For a deadly mission, there's only one place to turn.
Who's up for crashing a party?
On November 3rd.
Come on, we're gonna miss happy hour.
get some action. Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore, and Lucy Liu. Charlie's Angels, rated PG-13. Opens everywhere November 3rd.
Coming up in Extra Extra, the ultimate skateboarder takes us for a wild ride. Jennifer Lopez takes the top honor, and a new music maker takes the stage. Coming up.
George W. Bush hasn't been saying much lately about a woman's right to choose. Maybe because he knows most women won't like his position. Here in Texas, Bush tried to cut family planning funding and to replace medically accurate sex education with abstinence only. As governor, he backed 12 anti-choice measures and says he wants to ban abortion. As president, Bush could appoint Supreme Court justices who will take away our right to choose.
Get the facts about George W. Bush's Texas record.
Yesterday, if you saw a bathroom style you liked,
nope.
Well, good luck finding it at your typical home improvement store. But today, there's Lowe's, where upgrading your bathroom has never been more fashionable. Choose from Delta, Kohler, Moen, Jacuzzi, American Standard, and hundreds of other great brands. The latest styles at a guaranteed low price. Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Whose approach will protect the Everglades and Florida's environment? In Texas, George W. Bush let big polluters police themselves. Texas now ranks 3rd in water pollution. 2 million more pounds of toxic chemicals dumped into Texas waterways, leading the nation in the number of factories that can violate clean water standards. Now imagine Bush's Texas record in Florida's Everglades. Al Gore, working to restore the Everglades, helping increase the supply of fresh water while protecting our heritage.
Fed up with paying big bucks for a tiny seat on a plane with bad service? It's the worst. No reason to fly off the handle, just fly a different airline. Attorney Mike Bryant has the consumer payoff.
Long lines, depressing delays, canceled flights, headaches, and higher prices.
It's outrageous.
We hate to fly, and it shows.
Finally, there's some good news for us weary travelers. Cheaper airline tickets are out there if you know how to find them. And at least for now, smaller airlines are giving the big boys a run for your money.
Airlines like Legend, Sun Country, Spirit, JetBlue, and Frontier offer fares up to 50 and 60% lower than the big carriers.
Going small paid off.
Frontier Airlines saved this frequent flyer $200 on a ticket from LA to Atlanta. This passenger is on cloud 9 because she values service as much as money.
American's stinky, and Delta's cranky, and Legend's great. I flew it the first time. You know, the seats are big. They bring you drinks for free. They serve you dead cow, like real life filet mignon. Love it.
She may love Legend, but most people have never even heard of these small carriers. And what you don't know can cost you.
We're all getting ripped off.
Today's Show travel editor Peter Greenberg logs 30,000 miles a month.
Small airlines are a very big deal if you have to travel at the last minute.
For example, if you want to buy a full fare ticket from New York to Orlando, you'll pay about $1,200 round trip on American. But on JetBlue, the maximum you'll pay is $350. A last-minute trip from Denver to New York on United, $800 each way. On Frontier, half that, about $400. You don't get frequent flyer miles, but who cares?
Are the miles really worth $400 to get to Denver? I don't think so.
And Greenberg says when it comes to safety, size doesn't matter.
I have no problem flying any airline because today safety is not about airlines. It's about an airline system. We have one of the safest airline systems in the world in this country.
The big boys, United, American, and Delta, control 60% of our air traffic, and they don't like the little guys creeping into their territory.
Every time Southwest Airlines goes into a market, the fares drop dramatically.
Good for us, but Greenberg warns if travelers don't start taking advantage of smaller carriers, these carriers could go belly up, and that would lead to higher prices, which is bad. So with your holiday travel plans on the horizon, a smaller airline could be just the ticket.
So, how do you find these little guys? Well, first check the big travel websites. No luck there? Go directly to that airline's website. And of course, you always have the good old-fashioned way, check with your travel agent. Maybe you'll save a few bucks. Maybe you'll get the treatment you deserve.
Yeah, and here's your consumer payoff. You want to reach those airlines? You'll find their phone numbers and web addresses on our website, extratv.com. Tomorrow on Extra, it happened in the movies.
36 hours, 48 hours.
But that was nothing compared to this real-life crisis. One of the world's deadliest viruses is back. It kills in just days, and there is no cure. Now, can scientists stop the real outbreak before it spreads worldwide? It's tomorrow on Extra. Time to check the medical charts now for the newest health developments, from a warning about Viagra to a drug that's all the rave at dance clubs. Dana Devin has those stories and more in today's Daily Dose.
Club kids, beware. A new drug is making its way into the club scene, and the Drug Enforcement Agency warns it can kill. It's called PMA, and officials say the pill is responsible for several deaths. Similar to the rave drug ecstasy, PMA has serious side effects. It can increase your pulse rate and elevate your body temperature, which can lead to organ failure and death. Men should know that Viagra and surgery are a bad mix. Do not take the little blue pill the day before you're scheduled for surgery. Mixing the drug with anesthesia increases your risk of low blood pressure while you're in the operating room. And finally, forget those thighs of steel videos. If you want to get rid of thunder thighs, try horseback riding. Riders use their thigh muscles to direct the horse. Experts say saddling up will trim your thighs, tone your legs, and improve your posture. And that's today's Daily Dose.
Up next,
It's a life-changing, life-affirming kind of show.
your appointment with television's newest doctor. Then a skateboard stuntman who's loopy. Next.
Trouble? It's Miller from Risk Management. He's in distress. Miller. Monty, what's our capacity?
Well, headroom 38.5 inches, leg room 42.1 inches, and of course shoulder room.
Mister, I need hip room.
Front seat or rear seat?
Rear seat.
A full 54.1 inches, sir.
That's more than enough. Got room for one more? Climb aboard, Miller.
It's easy to get carried away. The Accord from Honda.
Are you enjoying your food?
Eclipse gum, now in polar ice, to kill the toughest taste, for good.
More garlic bread? Oh.
It's more deadly than AIDS, where this fatal virus is on the attack. Then are we in for a big chill this winter? Hot, cold spots. Next Extra.
Clay Shaw's new TV ad is simply untrue. The idea that Elaine Bloom somehow illegally raised drug prices for seniors is ridiculous. Elaine Bloom fought to lower prescription prices, and Clay Shaw knows it. It was Clay Shaw who collected over $70,000 from drug companies and then voted against a Medicare drug benefit for all seniors. Good for Clay Shaw. Good for the drug companies. Bad for seniors.
You've heard it on the radio. You've seen it in the paper. For years, former repossessions from depressed markets have been shipped to one location for immediate disposal. Fresh shipments arrive weekly. Bring $49, a $39 documentation fee. Then just make the payments. Like a 96 Corolla, $99 a month. Get former repossessions from $99 a month. Only at Coggin Motor Mall.
George W. Bush hasn't been saying much lately about a woman's right to choose. Maybe because he knows most women won't like his position. Here in Texas, Bush tried to cut family planning funding and to replace medically accurate sex education with abstinence only. As governor, he backed 12 anti-choice measures and says he wants to ban abortion. As president, Bush could appoint Supreme Court justices who will take away our right to choose.
Get the facts about George W. Bush's Texas record.
Now, a high note from last night's West Wing event, the lowdown on Jennifer Lopez's latest honor, and a guy famous for skating by in life. You want more? You got it in today's Extra Extra. Her outfits may be low cut, but Jennifer Lopez is never low profile when she hits town. The star was honored Tuesday night in L.A. by the Boys and Girls Clubs of America.
When they told me that they wanted to give me the honor, I was like, really? You know, it just seems like yesterday I was going there.
Before becoming a superstar, Jennifer was just another Catholic schoolgirl from the Bronx, honing those dangerous dance moves at a New York girls' club.
It really helped me nurture the dreams that I had.
You know Shania Twain and Faith Hill. Now say hello to Lila McCann. Lila just released her first CD, and she was invited to play for the cast of The West Wing at their benefit dinner Tuesday night. So how does it feel to perform for the president?
I'm really excited to get out here and kind of perform for everybody and let them know what I'm all about. Thank you very much.
Death-defying stunts like this 360-degree loop have helped make Tony Hawk the world's greatest skateboarder. Now, the 10-time world champion is making history in his radical new skate flick called The End. Tony is the only skater in history to successfully execute the 900, 2 360-degree spins, and a half somersault.
You spin so fast that you can't really spot where you are until the spin is really complete.
But Tony's most death-defying stunt is a breathtaking leap 7 stories up. The champ dared this roof-to-roof jump from 70 feet up for MTV's Senseless Acts of Video. Happy landings, that's today's Extra, Extra. Tomorrow on Extra, he's Hollywood's ultimate cut-up and one of the highest-paid actors, but there's still something missing for Jim Carrey. Now he opens up in a revealing interview, The Tears of a Clown. Tomorrow on Extra. Time to meet a man now who's gone from walking the homicide beat to work in the hospital ward. Actor Andre Braugher's prescription for success in today's Extra Profile.
I need 2 nurses in here. Stat.
He's the heart beating at the center of ABC's high-adrenaline drama, Gideon's Crossing.
That is who I am.
Who he is veteran actor Andre Braugher, who's now making rounds as TV doc Benjamin Gideon.
The doctor is always in control.
Benjamin Gideon is a brilliant, unorthodox, aggressive researcher. He's the chief of experimental medicine.
In the series, Braugher takes up residence in a prestigious Boston teaching hospital, the last hope for the critically ill.
The end of my story is you, Ben. You're my last hope.
And Gideon's Crossing is ABC's great hope for their fall lineup.
If you say so.
While the hospital drama prescribes plenty of action, Braugher says it is not a double dose of ER.
No. It does not involve itself so much with the circus atmosphere of medicine, and not so much with the backstage dramas, but more about practicing medicine in a different way. So it's a life-changing, life-affirming kind of show.
Now, the always intense Andre, a Chicago-born stage actor who made his Hollywood debut in 1989's Civil War epic Glory, is probably best known to audiences as the tough-as-nails homicide detective Frank Pembleton, a role that won him an Emmy. Or the angelic voice of wisdom in City of Angels.
No one can see you unless you want them to.
But the married 38-year-old father of 2 says he's thrilled to turn in his badge and halo for a stethoscope.
It's what I've dreamed of. I mean, it's great material. I'm working with terrific people.
And the people agree. Nearly 15.5 million viewers checked in to the commercial-free premiere of Gideon's Crossing last week.
It's a miracle.
Let me give you the extra info on Andre Braugher. He was one of People magazine's most beautiful people of 1997 and one of their sexiest men of 1998. By the way, Gideon's Crossing moves to its new Wednesday time slot tonight at 10 Eastern and Pacific on ABC. And I'll see you right back here.
At McDonald's, we know what makes you smile. Like our hamburger is just 29 cents every Wednesday, or our cheeseburger is just 39 cents every Sunday. And get our 6-piece chicken McNuggets for only 79 cents every Monday.
We love to see you smile. Table for 1, sir.
2, please.
Why do people who read the Palm Beach Post love it? Because it's good to know. From NASCAR to NASDAQ, the Palm Beach Post is good to know.
For years, the photo center at Walgreens has been known for quality photo processing. Now, with the Kodak Picture Maker, you can create do-it-yourself prints in a number of different sizes in less than 5 minutes. Crop your photos, even add borders and text. At Walgreens, you can order your prints on CD and get free software to edit them on your PC. Create photo greeting cards in one day or passport photos while you wait. Walgreens Photo Center, where America takes its pictures.
Its ancestors knew the grit of the sand at Daytona, where a mile measured the length of your nerve. It is not meek. It is not humble. It is what happens when you take the soul of the past and meld it with the best of the new. Chrysler 300M, the most powerful V6 sports sedan in its class. Select residents can now lease the Chrysler 300M for $369 a month.
WRMF's Mickey and Morley in the morning.
Hey, your birthday could win you $1 million.
It's easy. Just put your radio on WRMF 97.9 FM.
Listen tomorrow morning at 7:10.
We'll announce the birthday in this envelope.
And if it matches your birthday,
you could win $1 million.
You could win $1 million tomorrow morning at 7:10 on 97.9 WRMF.
why offer billions when you can give away $1 million? Put your radio on WRMF tonight.
Here I am, baby, crisp, juicy chicken just for you. I'm KFC's Twister, and I'm new. Oh, now here I come, baby, with wedges and drink just $2.99. Straight from KFC to you. Now, how good is that?
Closed captioning and other consideration for Extra provided by...
Introducing new Kit Kat Big Cat. Thicker, bigger, crunchier. Is your mouth ready?
The world just picked its #1 anti-wrinkle cream, Nivea Visage Q10 Wrinkle Control, with your skin's own anti-aging coenzyme Q10.
Wrinkles, out of here. Arrête le temps. Thank you, Q10.
Only from Nivea.
He didn't know how to cook, so what's his secret? New Natural Select. Natural flavors of chicken and herb or tomato and basil inside every grain of rice. This man has a lot of taste. Natural Select. New from Uncle Ben's.
We gotta go. We wrap it up with more from rising country star Lila McCann, who performed at last night's West Wing party. Here's a sneak peek from her upcoming Asylum Records album, a song called Crush.
You might be the one. So let's not rush it, let's not jump the gun. It's just a crush I'm feeling, walking on the ceiling, my whole world's upside down. It's just a crush, I know we don't know where we're going, but I like it where we are right now. It's too soon to be too much. I'm not ready to call it love. It's just a crush, crush.
While George Bush offers a positive issue agenda, more negative attacks from Al Gore. The truth? George Bush is cleaning up Texas. The Environmental Protection Agency reports that Texas leads America in reducing toxic pollution. And Al Gore? Gore has allowed mining companies to mine zinc from his property. They've been cited for polluting the source of local drinking water, all while Gore's made $500,000 in mining royalties. Even on the environment, Al Gore says one thing, but does another.
I believe we need to encourage personal responsibility so people are accountable for their actions. And I believe in government that is responsible to the people. That's the difference in philosophy between my opponent and me. He trusts government, I trust you. I trust you to invest some of your own Social Security money for higher returns. I trust local people to run their own schools. In return for federal money, I will insist on performance. And if schools continue to fail, we will give parents different options. I trust you with some of the budget surplus. I believe 1/4 of the surplus should go back to the people who pay the bills. My opponent proposes targeted tax cuts only for those he calls the right people. And that means half of all income taxpayers get nothing at all. We should help people live their lives, but not run them. Because when we trust individuals, when we respect local control of schools, when we empower communities, together we can ignite America's spirit and renew our purpose.